For sure, we want to go out there and start the season off with the right kind of mindset and attitude. We want to set the tone of what we've been working for, what we've been striving for. But this preseason is for growth. It is for learning. Failure is okay, but we definitely want to go out there and play our best.
How many snaps do you think you'll get? Any idea?
I'm just gonna go out there until they pull me. I mean, I don't think I anticipate playing a whole lot, but I'm just gonna go out there till they tell me to stop.
How valuable are these games to a veteran like yourself and other vets? How do you do that?
Well, I'm approaching this game way differently than someone like than Laramie might. He played last year, I didn't, and that's kind of the story of my whole season. Is everything I'm doing, I'm approaching a little differently. I was talking to Ryan, our rookie center we have, and I was like, you got to be excited. But, I'm excited. It kind of feels like my first game in a while. So, I'm excited to get out there, get my feet wet again, and get the rhythm of the game again.
Are there any things you're having to kind of get used to again, just having had that year off?
Yeah, I had to, not only teach my ACL how to work again, I had to, slowly teach it football and tell it to be there when I want to kick slide. But I mean, mentally, I never really let it escape me. So it's more physical than anything, but just kind of creating that routine throughout the week and what my game day is going to look like now. And but that's the fun part is, building that routine that you want to follow and you just be at your best.
Besides Laramie, there's a lot of young guys on this line. You've played kind of all over. Are you able to kind of help guys at different positions?
I feel like it. Like Titus, getting reps at guard. I made that transition, the exact same transition he's made. So any chance I get, I've tried to, give him my 2 cents. But Titus is a smart dude. He's played a lot of ball. He's going to do just fine. But, yeah, I mean, the guys I've been working with and the whole room, they're on it mentally, physically. And, I'm just excited to get out there and do good myself and come out healthy. But I'm excited to watch the young guys go out there and see what we've been working for and see what they do.
What's your advice for making that transition?
Just be open to it. Accept that you're not going to, be perfect from the get-go. But like I said, failure is all right as long as you grow from it. And, now's the time to experiment and find out how you do your job best.
You got at least 3 wrestlers on the team right now. You, Malik Collins, and Roy Lopez. I can't ever remember being on a team with more than one. Have you guys talk about off-season tournaments or anything? Do you warm up by pummeling?
No, I left my wrestling shoes on the mat. I'm done. A couple of knee surgeries later, I don't need them to be twisting me and whatnot. I will say I'll probably win. I didn't lose my last year, so but we'll never know. So I'm sure they'll say they're going to win, and we'll just leave it at that.
Did you see that in their game that they were wrestlers?
Roy
and Malik.
Now that Roy's pointed it out, yeah. But I was trying to figure him out as a player. Never seeing film on him or going against him. But I can see that in the league for sure.
I can't remember if you said this before or not. Just listening to what you said, you kind of approach this with a bit of a chip on your shoulder, something to prove, that kind of thing going into the season?
For sure. I mean, I had a lot of time on my hands last year, and so, there was a lot of talk like, oh, he's retired. Like, people thought I was retired. I never said I was retired. I was just at home. I was getting paid to be at home, essentially. So, anybody would do that. So, COVID, I mean, it was just a perfect year for my situation to unfold the way it did. But I was itching to get back. I was talking to my agent every week. Who's calling? What's it look like? And nobody wanted to, pay me respectful money, and I feel like I've done enough to kind of earn that. So grateful that the organization here gave me the opportunity. I definitely have a chip on my shoulder. But, I mean, it's nothing personal. I just want to go out there, win some games, be at my best, and provide for my family.
You
What
mentioned
last two
Roy,
guys?
how about the other defensive line? They go a number of people in and out. What's your impression of the defensive line there?
Here? I think we got a lot of rotation, a lot of different guys. You know, I think we have a chance to be pretty good. It'll be interesting to see what happens when we get into games. But, you know, they've definitely been pushing us and making us work a little harder. But, yeah.
Well, I think anytime you go out there and suit up and you go out there and playing against another team, obviously the competition is always going to be high. And no matter new team or not, it's always a time to be able to get to know one each other out there live and, you know, and compete.
Brandon, are these, is this first game any more valuable because you're on the 3 this year?
No, I think you just approach it the same way. Every game is valuable, no matter if it's the first, preseason, or the last. I think you got guys, we're all fighting for our jobs and competing, so every single one of them is valuable.
Brandon Jordan talked a lot about how Brandon Jordan said that Kelly is a great baller. I mean,
Yeah.
in the way that you can, how does Kelly use you guys in this offense? What's the approach to wide receivers and tight ends?
And, you know, I think at the end of the day, he does such a great job of spreading the ball around, getting everyone the ball. You know, this offense is based on team and doing it for one another, and I think he does a good job with that when it comes to his play calls.
Brandon, you've been part of a lot of different organizations. This team with so many new guys and so many guys on one-year contracts, does it feel distinctly different in the locker room or in the building, just kind of compared to other seasons?
No, I think at the end of the day, anytime you're in that locker room, you're spending time with people like this, you become close. You're not thinking about, oh, this guy's on a 1-year, 2-year. At the end of the day, we're teammates, and we're focusing on the now. I think we're doing a great job of that.
What's your trick to learning everybody's name?
Well, I think the good thing is now with the new lockers, we got everybody's name above it. So when someone's sitting down, you make sure you look up, read the name, and try to jot that mental note. So, yeah.
Even though you've been through a number of these, are you still eager to?
Always, because just, you know, first of all, it tells you that time of football is back, and the competitive level is going to be high here on out, and so always eager to get going.
You worked with lots of quarterbacks. What have you seen from like a guy like Davis Mills as he's coming into this league?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's really, first of all, smart, and he's learning from his mistakes out there. He's playing faster every single day. And I think as a young guy, as long as you continue to take steps forward in training camp and show that you're playing faster and faster, that shows everyone else that you're getting the hang of it.
Is there anything that he's shown you that kind of stuck out to you a bit?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, a lot of things stick out to me for a young guy and what he's doing, but something in particular, you know, I'm not thinking of it now.
How do you feel about that the new guys and the guys that have already been here are gelling together to help the team run smoothly?
I think it's a lot of the veterans that we got coming from other teams or other places is doing such a great job to lead in their aspect and showing these young guys how it's done. So not one guy has all the answers. We lean on one another and we gel together on that veteran leadership to make sure things are going as smooth as possible.
Do you think that the transition is made easier by the fact that a lot of the new guys have a lot of experience with other teams?
I think so, especially when you talk about those other teams or successful organizations. They've been doing it year in and year out the right way, so they bring that caliber, you know, to our team, and we continue to just build from that.
A guy like Nico Collins.
I mean, you talk guys explosive. You talk about, you know, he can move. He's real shifty and he's fast. To be able to have him out here is a great addition to our room.
What do you think of Nico Collins?
Same thing, explosive guy. That's he may say rookie, but like I said, the way that he goes about his work, the way that he follows some of these vets, you respect that out of a young guy, and he's picking it up every single day.
Is there a way they also play off each other? Like I know you're talking about.
Now you're getting into specifics, and we're not going to talk about that. Yeah.
Let's do a couple more guys.
You talked about Tim's offense. How have you seen and what changes have you seen from last year to this year?
Changes. I think we're getting into specifics again. I think we're going to have to wait till week 1 to talk about that. But on a serious note, we do great when we play fast, and we've been doing that, having that sense of urgency every single day, coming out here and you know, build on that in these training camp days.
One more. David Tully said that he wants to see more consistency out of Nico. What do you think that consistency looks like for a rookie receiver? What does that mean?
I think he's been doing great, so you're going to have to talk to Coach Scully about that one. I'm not looking at it from a coach's standpoint. I'm here to encourage and continue to just have Nico lean on me and other vets the best way that you can and continue to build him up.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Efficiency. I think the best thing is go out and be productive. the limited snaps, like you said, and just showcase, what we can do, especially with a lot of us being together for the first time. And now the bullets are flying, so just to see what we can do with live tackling.
What'd you
What'd you say?
What have you noticed with the offensive line development in camp so far?
Oh, they've come together really good. They're unison. They work hard, and they really, protect us for sure. Anytime we're on the ground, they're rushing over to pick us up, help us out, and I'm very hopeful for this offensive line.
David, is this sort of a curiosity because even though you're practicing together, exactly until you see it in the game with all these pieces of light, you're kind of just out.
Most definitely. I think the game is where you really see, how good your offense is, how good I am in different aspects like that. Practice, it's more of just learning the plays and being able to do them. But when you get in the game, it's all about efficiency and what you can actually do with the plays you're given.
David, does the fact that there's only 3 preseason games add value to them now? How do you
No, not at all. Especially me being a vet. I don't think I don't need as many. I don't need that many preseason games to get ready for the season. I think it's helpful for us as players, especially if they're trying to add another game, the 17th game, and it helps us in the long run.
What about for the younger guys, the team in general, or is it kind of the same thing?
I think 3 games is good. When you start, you might as well have a season then. When you start adding more games and starting doing so much, I think 3 games is a good enough way to figure out what's going on.
You played a really large share of the offensive snaps last year. How would you feel with the kind of rotating more as a running back group this year? Do you think that would help you?
I think it will. I think it'll help in the long run. Obviously, as it's going on in the moment, it's tough, but I think in the long run, I think it'll just help out the team as a whole.
Is it hard to have a feel for the game, for the defense, if you're not kind of out there as consistently?
Depends on what's going on. If it's running the ball, obviously, pass protection and stuff like that, I don't think that really changes at all. But obviously running the ball, especially in the beginning of the game, it might, take a little bit longer to figure out what's going on, figure out different ways to beat the defense and running the ball like that. But other aspects, like I said, catching the ball or pass protection, I don't think so.
What do you remember about your first?
No, not yet. They haven't told us. They just told us to be ready to play.
What do you remember about your first preseason game? And just kind of trying to translate what they taught you, all this stuff, and what would you say to the young guys who are kind of going through that?
Man, my first preseason game was a roller coaster because I remember I got hurt, so I didn't even play the first preseason game. My rookie year, I had a hamstring, and I didn't come back until maybe 3 or the second one. And it was a roller coaster, man. My head was spinning. I felt like I was basically trying to figure out everything. And even though I knew the plays, I still was a little bit confused, questioning myself, questioning the plays and what I was doing. And my biggest thing is just for the young guys, the rookies especially, I would say know your plays for sure. Because if you know the plays, you know the playbook, it makes it a lot easier to play.
What have you thought about how the offense has come together so far? What do you like best about how you and everybody, all the new guys are working together?
I think the biggest thing is since we're such a veteran-led team, I think we figured out the playbook really fast together. I think that's what's good for us is that it won't take us so long to play together and play as a cohesive team, especially on offense, because we have so many veterans and we all know how to be professionals. We all know how to work together because we all, the NFL, the plays are pretty similar. It's just the terminology. And once you figure that out, you play well together.
We talked with David Mills a couple of days ago. What have you seen from them this preseason camp? I know he's been talking about being more consistently. How do you have a relationship with him and seeing what he's done so far?
I don't talk too much about X's and O's with him. I talk more off the field. He's going to be drilled enough from the quarterback's coach, from Tim Kelly, and from the other quarterbacks in his group. So my biggest thing, I just want to, talk to him and try to help him out just in life, being a professional. Talking about just eating, where to go eat, if he needs help with rehab, if he needs anything outside the field.
Actually, my first year playing in that role was last year in Green Bay. And, I got situated with that, so I'm pretty comfortable with transitioning here and being in that role.
Is there any sort of transition from doing it under one coordinator to another, anything you kind of have to learn about?
This is year 8 for me. I didn't play for numbers of different coordinators, so, it's all about being a pro, understanding how to adapt to things. So I'm pretty comfortable with it. I'm used to it and ready to rock.
What's the hardest part about that job or that responsibility?
Just, the terminology, concepts, and, football is all the same. It's only a certain amount of defenses you really can run to where it all, just blends in. So, it's really just different terminology and, getting, the little tricks of the trades here and there. But, like I said, when you've been playing in the league for, 8 years, it's, you get comfortable with it.
Do you still get eager to hit that first maybe as a veteran you don't want to play preseason game, but are you eager to hit somebody else?
Oh, yeah. When you have a long training camp of going against, the same guys, especially your teammates, you want to go out there and compete with, other guys around the league. Keeping score, whenever you keep a score, it's always going out there to try to win. So it's always exciting for the preseason, and you're sharpening up your tools, seeing what you got and putting everything together and actually going out there and showcasing it and seeing where you are as a team.
The value of the preseason games any more valuable because it's only 3 now as opposed to 4?
Say it again?
Are the preseason games any more valuable because it's only 3 as opposed to 4? Or does it really get like that?
Me personally, I look at it the same way. Whether it's 3 or 4, it's all the same approach. I don't think it's more valuable or less valuable. It's just another game that I go out there and fine tune everything and get ready for the regular season. No, it'd be good to see some guys, obviously that I played with last year. But I'm looking at it as this is my home, this is my job, this is what I'm called to do is go out there and play ball. So that's the approach that I have. Like I said, it'd be good to see familiar faces and see guys that I previously played with, and it'd be fun to go back up there. But I'm getting used to Houston now.
With all the change that it's been here, are you all curious as players just to kind of see what it starts getting like?
Yeah. Whenever you're in this situation where it's a bunch of new guys, and you see it, in training camp, and you see how we're gelling together. You see how everything is coming together. Plays, offense is coming together, defense is coming together. But it's just a different feel when you actually go against an opponent and really see when it matters. And not saying that training camp doesn't matter, but when you keep a score against another team, you actually really see what you have. So I'm excited for that. I know a lot of guys on the team are excited to see where we're at.
I mean, yeah, I've only been back once before, obviously a couple of years ago, but it's going to be super special again, get to go back to Green Bay. I'm excited.
What do your parents think about all this coming back again?
Oh, they love it. They don't have to travel. So, they travel a lot to all the games. So the fact that they can just host it and tailgate and stuff, they're going to be happy.
You won't have much time to see them,
That's all on my parents. I have no idea. I'm not in charge of that one. That's on them. That's too much for me to handle.
you won't really have an opportunity to see them, right, very much? Maybe after the game a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, depending on what the schedule is and stuff, I think maybe we'll be able to see them after the game, family and friends maybe or something. But we'll see how it goes.
You started that game up there. There's been a lot of things happen since then. Can you compare your game today to what it was?
Well, I mean, obviously that was my first ever game at all. So, I mean, obviously I was going in with a lot of nerves. And now I just feel a little bit more comfortable in where I'm at as a player going into that game. So, it'll be a fun just to be able to take in the atmosphere.
Can you reiterate what that area means to you?
I mean, I grew up my whole life there, so I mean, it's everything. I mean, it's who I am. That's where I came from. So I mean, it built me into who I am today. So I wouldn't be here without Green Bay.
Over the course of the preseason, I mean, what have you felt like was like your biggest focus on the line, just progressing together?
I think you just said it together. I mean, as an offensive line, you have to be 5 working as one. So I think because we have new faces in, new O-line coach, it's just kind of meshing everything we've done separately and combining it into working together to be the best possible offensive line that we can be.
What has been the biggest feel about the change, like when you see from that, and like working with him?
I just think he brings a great mentality into the room. I mean, obviously he's been doing this a really long time. He's played at this level himself, so he knows what it's like. He knows what needs to be done. So just getting us in, getting our mentality, finish, cover the ball, and make sure we take care of our guys, stuff like that. It's great.
What's up with last year on the team
I mean, I think it was tough for the whole team last year, obviously, like you said, with everything going on in the world, and then, obviously the season didn't end the way anyone wants it to. So, it's a fresh start right now. Every single year, new faces, new coaches now for us. So it's a good place to be where we're starting fresh and working back to getting to winning ways.
How positive do you feel about this offensive line?
What was that?
How positive are you with this group and going into the first preseason game?
Oh, I mean, I think this is a great group. I mean, you guys just talked to JB. I mean, I don't think I've ever been around a more positive guy every single day. I mean, he's in here at like 5:30 every morning. I mean, he loves this stuff. So, just having him as a guy that's up front, leading us to the ball every single play, it changes your mindset when you're following someone like that. It's a great mentality to follow and to get on board with.
Max, what is your fondest memory of growing up in Packers camp?
So they won the Super Bowl against the Steelers when I was a freshman, I believe, in high school. So I remember going to a movie theater with all my buddies and watching the game. And then we got the day off from school for the parade the next whenever they came in and did the parade. So that was pretty cool.
Specifically, where do you think he grows as a player, whether it's technique, strength,
I think it's just confidence level. He's been moving me around left guard, right guard, just to see how I can grow as a player. And I think just having that confidence that I can go out there and play either position there right now, and work on technique in both places. It gets you to think about your hands, your feet, balance, all that stuff. So I think it's just kind of a mental aspect of the game that I think is getting better.
TJ Gates, your rookie year, told me you're one of the smartest guys on the team. And what I worry about sometimes with smarter guys is they tend to overanalyze things when they're young. Did you catch yourself doing that at all the first couple of years? Maybe thinking a little too much before the snap?
Oh, that always happens. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely one of my tendencies is to overthink things. I'm trying to be too perfect, try to do too much at one time. So. I think that's also part of it, just slowing it down in your own mind, thinking, I have to be able to rely on the guys next to me, otherwise we're all gonna fail. So, just being comfortable in who I am and what the guys around me can do, and just focusing on my job.
With the new offensive line coach, are you guys doing much differently schematically for a run game, or?
I mean, we're just, like I said, we're just trying to figure out how every guy up front can work together to the best of their abilities. So, really, when you think about it, if you look at teams all around the league, they're basically pretty much the same plays. It's just about how they're scheming it based on their personnel up front. So we're just trying to figure out our guys, what their best abilities are, and working to improve our offense and our offensive line to be the best that we can be.
What have you noticed from Charlie? What have you noticed as a player and just progressing him?
Oh, Charlie's great. I love playing next to him. He's a smart kid. He works his ass off. He's just a great guy to have by you. He, like I said, he's just probably one of the hardest working guys in the room, honestly. And his background with his dad as a coach, he's really smart in the game of football. So he gets what's going on out there, and he brings a level of that work ethic that every single offensive line needs to have.